Serpent ZA is no doubt going to disappear sometime in the near future. That's my prediction. Today I'm going to talk about Serpent ZA, aka Winston Sturzel. He's a YouTuber who lives in China, by the way. And at the end of the video, I'll give you my take, my opinion, what I think of Serpent ZA. But before we get started, make sure you click the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on anything. I've also got a Patreon if you want to support me. Serpent ZA, aka Winston Sturzel. About 11 years ago, he moved from South Africa to a little city by the name of Shenzhen, which is just over the Hong Kong border and just south of the third biggest city, Guangzhou. Shenzhen, about 10, 15, 20 years ago, it was actually a jungle, believe it or not. The Chinese have developed it so fast, and now it is this bustling metropolis just over the border from Hong Kong, and is now a competitor to Hong Kong, in fact. Now, Winston, I'll just call him Serpent ZA from now on. About 9 years ago, he started uploading videos to YouTube. It was a very slow start, and in the very early days, you could tell it was just like a little hobby, just something for him to do on his time off while he's living in China. You see, he started out as an English teacher, and when you have a look at some of his videos, it looked like he was doing a little bit of mechanics work, or he started up a little shop where he would, I think, fix motorbikes or cars, maybe hired a few local people. So it was good for the Chinese economy, and apparently he was homeless at one stage in China as well, and he's seen the dark sides of China. When he's walking around and he's filming in different locations that I had never been before, when he went on a motorbike tour of China, that was extremely interesting. And there was a lot of information that he popped out which was very useful too, for foreigners that were traveling to China. Good, wholesome, educational videos. That's the way I saw it. I thought it was really good. But recently, Serpent ZA has become quite negative.
Communism with Chinese characteristics, and that basically means anything they want it to mean. But you know what it means to me? It means a capitalist society under a dictatorship. So Winnie the Pooh came into power. He whose name shall not be spoken unless you want to get deported, basically, starts to bring back the propaganda. You start to see communist propaganda signs everywhere. Western TV shows get blocked. Things get tougher for foreigners. Nationalist fervor starts getting built up more and more. And you have a situation now where it's incredibly uncomfortable for foreigners to live here. The writing's on the wall. There is no long-term future for foreigners in China. I agree with Donald Trump when it comes to the unfairness of the trade, because China has always had an advantage. There is a lot of unfairness when it comes to how China's treated compared to the way China treats other people. 我真的不会录自己。
我录自己可以，不要到到别的地方拍。
我什么？那个照不能拍。
懂你走吧，不要拍了，真的不要拍了。
Okay.
你拍的到
So you see, this guy says I'm not allowed to film either.
喂，你都没照相的，什么？不可以照相。
你告诉我为什么？
这是中国的政策。
这是公开的地方。
Like Tibet, right? Or like
talk about the social media, or sorry, social credit score in Xinjiang, how they're locking people up and putting them in labor camps.
Have any of you guys ever had an assassination plot, a public assassination plot put against you? The Serpent ZA Tieba. Now what this is it's like a subreddit. Basically he's addressing his fellow Chinese people saying, I need some, Chinese friends, like nationalistic friends to come and help me in my plot to kill him, basically. He can't wait, for the feeling of pulling out the knife and putting in the knife, that kind of shit.
You see, if you know China, you'd realize that a lot of the things that he says are actually quite accurate. More recently, I commented on Chinese people not taking any action in Melbourne. It was a bit tongue-in-cheek, but you see, the bystander effect is a real thing in China, where the Chinese people just let a child get run over and just walk away. They won't even step in to help, or someone's getting attacked, they won't step in and help. It's every man for himself in China. And this type of culture is not really conducive with the Australian culture, because if someone's in trouble, Australians step in. They're like, hey, stop doing that. We don't live in a barbarian society. This is a civilized country, Australia. You know, this is the Australian way, you see. But in China, they don't. And I'm just bringing this up because recently I had that website, Sydney Today, personally attack me and send about 400 Chinese people to send death threats to me from Australia, you see. So you can imagine where there's no filter, there's less rules, and it's not even it's their country, how difficult it would be for Winston Sturzel, aka Serpent ZA, living in China. It's tough. You know, he's a tough South African. He's in my opinion, he might disappear soon. Something might happen to him. He might cross the border. He might get arrested. And I say things like this and people don't listen to me, but I'll explain to you the pattern. You see, what happened was the problem with North Korea was ignited by America. Like, don't be confused about what's happening with this 90-day truce between America and China. We are in a period of strategic competition, and that is not going to change. There's a global hegemon, America, and there's this rising power, China, and they are going to butt heads for a very long time. This is not going to stop, people. So don't think that this 90-day truce is going to stop. After that, then we're all going to hug and kiss it out. No. We are in a lot of trouble for a very long time. And the patterns I'm seeing, the reason why I bring up, I feel like Winston Sturzel is going to disappear. I'll just call him Serpent ZA from now on. I believe he's going to disappear. Something might happen to him. The reason is because when South Korea wanted to install the THAAD missile defense system, see, that was a defense system. What happened was a lot of the Chinese people, they actually started attacking K-pop bands. They refused to go on holidays in South Korea. They started bashing the windows in of Lotte Mart, which is a Korean business, a big shopping center franchise that was operating in China, and the Chinese people started attacking it. The government started saying, oh, look, there's hygiene problems there, we're going to have to shut them down. You see, they didn't just deal with this politically, they actually attacked everyday people in the street. And this is the problem here. We notice. The whole world notices these things. And what has happened recently is the West is like, okay, well, you're going to attack our people and our businesses. Screw you. We're going to start attacking you and your businesses. And Chinese businesses are starting to get banned. Chinese companies, state-owned enterprises are starting to get blocked in Western countries. And something happened only a day or two ago. And this is why I bring up Serpent ZA, is because the CFO of Huawei just got arrested. A Chinese national just got arrested in Canada by the American government. I hope you guys are aware of how big of a deal this is. This is another level. So these guys are talking about trade truce and how everything's going fine and everyone's friends, and then the Americans arrest a Chinese national. This is a big deal, because if you think about this, if just say another country arrested an American national, there would be ships out the front. They'll be shooting the country. There'll be a big deal happening. And the reason why we're not seeing a big deal happening now is because China and America have agreed. They're in a period of strategic competition. You see, Ukraine just sent a few ships to try and cause trouble with Russia. Do you think that was an accident? I think you guys need to be aware that there's Team Blue and Team Red. And you got to pick a team. I'm on Team Blue. I like Australia. I like the UK. I like Canada. I like America. And if I had to choose, I'm going to have to go with Team Blue. I like Team Blue. I like democracy. I like being able to say what I want on the internet. I like having freedom to roam. I love these things. And unfortunately, China's trying to take them away from us the same way they take it away from their own people. And I hope some of my Chinese friends out there are aware of this, that if you're living in a Western country, make yourself known. Stand up for Team Blue. Because we can't allow this to keep going on. And I'm going to just make a prediction right here. Serpent ZA, his time is numbered. If he keeps going back into that country, something will happen to him. He will disappear, he will be arrested, or he may even be murdered in China. I honestly believe that that is what's going to happen, because both of these two countries are now targeting individuals. It's not just me just talking about something on the internet from the safety of a Western country. This guy goes into enemy territory and he speaks his mind, and more recently he's called Xi Jinping Pooh Bear, which is illegal. He's said a lot of illegal things, especially in the last couple of videos that he's uploaded, and I fear for the guy's safety. I don't think he has much time left on this earth, to be honest. And Winston, if you're out there listening, probably don't go back to that country. Get your wife out of there. Serpent ZA is in a lot of trouble. And there was a video made actually a couple years ago by a guy, an Australian Asian guy, was just making these racist, outrageous claims against Serpent ZA. And I contacted him and I stepped in, and I hate bullies. I hate racism too. I hate racism. Although a lot of the Chinese might call me racist, the good Chinese out there know that I'm not. And when I talk, I'm against racism. I actually want us to work together. I want us to be a team. I want this multiculturalism to actually work. I'm not picking a side here. I want this to work. But yeah, this Asian guy made a terrible video about Serpent ZA, and I had to stand in. I stepped in and I made a video about this guy, and luckily since then the guy has gone a bit quiet. He doesn't really upload videos very often. He's gone back to his crappy little charity videos, which I think is good. I think he should continue doing his little charity videos, but stop being a racist prick. And there's too many racist pricks out there, and too often all of these things like yellow fever and all this hating on white men by Asian guys, it's got out of control, and we've noticed it for many years, and now we've had enough. That's why I'm starting to speak up, but I'm not the only one. So many people are starting to speak up. Serpent ZA is starting to speak up. Other people are starting to speak up. All over the world people are starting to speak, and it's out of control. We're sick of it too. So I believe that, you know, Serpent ZA is the new Nelson Mandela of China. He's the new Dalai Lama, but he's still in the country. And I fear that his days are numbered. And Serpent ZA, no doubt you'll be listening to this video. And keep safe, buddy. Stay out of trouble. And stop saying stuff that could get you in trouble, please. Because we don't need another Nelson Mandela ordeal, because this isn't South Africa where it's all free and fair. This is China. And if they get you, Serpent ZA, you will disappear forever. You will never be seen again. You'll never be let out. Capital punishment. Something bad will happen to you and you will never be seen again. And yeah, so there's two parts to this. Serpent ZA, you're doing a great job. I love your work. Stay safe. Please don't get yourself in trouble. And if you guys out there, check out Serpent ZA's channel. And Serpent ZA, while you're over there in China, don't let fear stop ya.